Welcome to class number 4 of oscillation. In the previous class, we discussed very important the potato of this chapter, that is the simple pendulum, which can mix with all other chapters in physics and can make horse higher thinking questions. So today we'll discuss the other examples. I had told you many examples are there, and each example is one important 3-mark question. So today we'll discuss the other examples. So now let's move the next example. Loaded spring. Loaded spring. Loaded spring. So when we hung a mass in a spring and you just push it little and leave it, then it start executing SHM. Prove it. The question will come in exam. Prove it, that how it executes SHM, and also find its time period. So now let's discuss. First we have to specify what symbols we are using here. What symbols we use here? First M is equal to mass. Mass how much mass we will apply to the spring? M is equal to mass of the body, okay, which will just hang it from the spring. Then the next is K. K is its spring constant. K is the spring constant. You know about the spring in laws of motion chapter. K is the spring constant. So now let's see. These are the two variables we considered here. Two quantities we will use. One is the mass, which is hung from the spring. Another one is or we can say M as loaded mass. Very simple. You can tell it is as loaded mass. Then K is the spring constant. So now let's see. I'll show you one spring. I have brought one spring for you. See, this is the spring. Okay. So in this spring, what happened? So this line is for measurement in scale. How much extension will happen? This one. This one will show the length in scale, so that you can able to measure its extension. So here you see this is the spring. This is the actual spring of some length. So now let's draw the spring here. I'll draw the diagram here also. See, this is the spring now. How much actual length? I'm also drawing according to, yes, this much. This much is the actual length of the spring now. But in exam it is not required to do, just you will draw like this, okay? So here, then what happened? Next, when we hang on mass, how much extension happens here? I have taken some mass, you see, I have taken some weight. Here each weight is, it's written 50 gram. So which I have applied 4, you calculate how much gram, okay? So now in another position you show, let's hang the mass and see how much extension happens here. This is the original spring. Now leave it, just gently leave it. Slowly, okay. See the spring extend how much? Up to this the spring extend, up to this. So we'll draw. Now this is the extension. This is the extension. Up to this the spring now extend. Mass is here. I have taken 200 gram. You write here M mass. So in this position when the spring remain here, in this position when the spring remain, now this is the equilibrium position. This position is equilibrium position. So nothing happens, just remain stationary. So this is the equilibrium position. Now we will say in SHM, this is mean position. So what are the forces acts here? Downward mg and upward. Which force in spring? That is which force? That is the spring force act in the upward direction. Spring force F. But spring force F is how much? kx minus kx. But here the extension is how much? That depends on the extension. Let's take the extension as L. I have taken the extension as L. L is the extension of the spring due to loaded mass. Okay. So another variable now added here. So this is F is equal to minus KL. This much spring force acts in the upward direction. But as it is equilibrium, so in equilibrium position, what happens here? Mg is equal to KL. Magnitude of two forces will be equal. I have not taken any minus sign because magnitude of two forces are equal because they cancel each other. Mg is equal to KL. So implies that, okay, you keep it like this. This is required for us. Mg is equal to KL. Remember, in equilibrium position. But now, I have told you the general format. What you will do, you will just displace the body from the equilibrium position and leave it. Okay? And when you displace the body at that position, you see what forces act on the body. Then that much is the job. You see, again I am drawing the string. This is the original length of the string. But due to extension, gently just you leave it. It extend up to this. See, this is the line extension. But now I pull it a little and leave it so that it start executing SHM. See, suppose you pull it y distance. Can you able to mark? I am pulling it to y distance. Okay. Now I leave it. You just see what is happening here. What is happening here? Can you able to mark? What is happening here? Now this spring pendulum, we can say this is the spring pendulum, this is the loaded spring, execute SHM. Again I am leaving it. See, it is executing oscillation about its mean position. And which one is the main position? This one is the main position. This one is the equilibrium position, and it is executing SHM from that position. See. Okay, so very small displacement you have to do also. So now let's discuss. I think you observed physically, now you saw here clearly how really the oscillation happens in the spring. So now extend it a little more. This is the spring, but we extend it, this is the equilibrium position, this line is the equilibrium position, but we extend it again more. Okay, so up to this suppose. How much distance? You again pull it y distance. I pull it y. Mass pull it L. I pull it y. External agent. I am the external agent. So now what happens here? The downward force is mg. But upward force is how much? Again minus kx. So now see what is the upward force? Write the extension this side y. So upward force is how much? Minus k into what? Extension. But what is now in this position the total extension? Here is L, here is y. Then what is the total extension? L plus y. L plus y. But mg is equal to KL. Mg is equal to KL. But mg is not equal to k whole into L plus y. Means which side force is now more? Which side force is now more? Upward. It's more. And how much more? That is the restoring force. Our job, I had told you, to find only the restoring force, then your work is over. Restoring force, then acceleration, then proof, then omega. This is the general format I had explained you in the simple pendulum. So, how much restoring force act here? This force minus this force. Because this force is greater than this. It's very clear because mg is equal to only KL. But it is something extra. So now what is the net force act in the upward direction? Means restoring force. So restoring force is equal to, I put one minus sign. So for restoring, and here this force is, magnitude is greater than this. I write only the magnitude minus mg. I hope you understood. Because this is greater. How much greater? K whole into L plus y minus mg. This much it is greater. Then I put one minus sign here because it's totally restoring. Okay. So minus this is KL plus KY minus mg. Force. But in place of force, we can replace here mass into acceleration. Okay, mass into acceleration in this side we can replace. But here mg is equal to KL. So KL and mg cancel because we have already written there. So acceleration is how much now? It's coming minus K into Y by M. So this is the acceleration. Just bring this M to this side. Now your work is over. How acceleration depends on Y? K is spring constant, which is constant. Mass is also constant, loaded mass. Then what is how acceleration depends on Y? So now acceleration directly proportional to minus Y. What is the next line you should write? So the loaded spring execute SHM. This sentence you have to write. Where omega square. Where omega square we have to see is how much. Where omega square, see here, omega square is equal to K by M. Where omega square is K by M. If omega square is K by M, then omega is K by M root over. Then again 2 pi by T is equal to K by M root over. Then what happens to T? T is equal to 2 pi M by K root over. So this is the time period of the loaded spring which execute SHM. 2 marks up to this, then this is 1 mark, 3 marks is over. But we'll discuss something extra here. What extra we'll discuss now in this portion, you see. What extra we'll discuss. So now see here, suppose the springs are connected, composite spring will go. Now we'll go to composite spring if they are connected in series, in parallel. Okay. So first case 1. Suppose 2 springs are connected in series. Then what happens in this case? You must have read in previous chapter, laws of motion chapter. Okay. Spring, when they are connected in series, 2 springs. How they are connected? They are connected like this. You see. They are connected like this. Then the mass is how? This is your constant K1, this is your constant K2. Okay. So in this case, now what happens? What happens to the now net spring constant? What is the effective spring constant in series combination? That is 1 by K equal to 1 by K1 plus 1 by K2. Or you can write K is equal to K1 K2 by K1 plus K2. Then T is equal to now 2 pi. Formula is the same. Only you have to replace this K. Now after solving this, you have to replace this K only. This is the series combination of a spring. This is the formula. You know how to find this formula. It's a very simple definition. Okay, very simple proof. This force will find here total extension is equal to this extension plus this extension, then you will get this formula. Very easy to get. You already got it in laws of motion chapter. The next parallel combination. Let's do parallel combination. Parallel combination means how these two one spring, this is also one spring, both are connected in parallel. This is the mass M. Spring constant K1, spring constant K2, but what is the effective spring constant? K1 plus K2. T is equal to 2 pi. M by K means K1 plus K2 root over. This is the time period when the springs are connected in parallel. Hope you understood. This is the loaded spring. Okay. Then we'll go to the next application, next example of SHM. So spring is over. Now what is the next example? Liquid in U-tube. Liquid in U-tube. U-tube means what you're watching now? U-tube, Y-O-U. No. That's U-tube. U-tube means this one. You see. This U-tube. Okay. You might have seen this in your lab. So this is the U-tube. So liquid is kept in this U-tube. Liquid is kept in this U-tube. So in both sides the height will be maintained. And you have to take, suppose this height is, let's take h. H is the height of liquid in its limb. Okay, so you have to mention the quantities. This is liquid in U tube. Okay, so now let's take H is equal to height in each limb. You have to mention the variables what you are using. Then next is density. Rho is the density of that liquid. Okay, rho is the density of the liquid. You have to take this one also, another variable. We will need it. We may need it. Let's take rho is the density of the liquid. Okay, so then total how much liquid is in this tube? Mass of liquid may be required for us. Let's also find total mass of liquid. If H is the, then take area of a cross section of the limb. A also you mention. A as the area of a cross section of each limb. Because we need the mass of the liquid. Mass of the liquid, then how much? It is now, this is H this side also H. This side also H. So totally 2H height, area of cross section A. So mass is equal to volume into density. So volume is equal to area of cross section into 2H into rho. So this is the total mass of the liquid we have taken in the U tube. Understood? Rho is the density, H is the height in each limb, A is the area of cross section. Then total how much liquid I have taken, volume into density, A into 2H into rho. Over. So mass you got. Now what I'll do? What I'll do? Now come to the general format. What is the general format? What I had told you. You just displace it by some distance y. Then see what force act here towards the mean position. Okay. So now let's displace it. Suppose now you push one side so that in other side the liquid will rise to some height. Let's push how much height? Y distance you push down. So here also y distance, this was the level, but here y distance it will rise. Y distance you push, here y distance will rise. Okay, because that liquid entered to that side. So now this was the level first, but now at y distance it rise here. But when y distance it rise, so see the level, the situation will be like this. I have given by shaded sign, means no liquid now here. It was original there, but now no liquid here. But now liquid goes to this side. This much decrease, this much increase. This much decrease, this much increase. Now what is your level? This level. This is the level in this limb, and this is the level in this that limb. You see that much level. Means here y decrease. If this is y, then this is also y. If this much is the y, then this much is the y. Hope you understood. The liquid was up to this level first, but when I push it, this much distance I push, here it can rise this much distance. So what is the difference of level? What is the difference of height in both the limbs? What is the difference of height? H height increase, it also decreased by y height increase, it is also decreased by y. So now this is, its level is this, but its level is this. So how much total height of a liquid is more in this limb? What is the total height of liquid more? Total height is y plus y is equal to how much? 2y. 2y extra liquid is there. If you compare to this level, here 2y height extra liquid is there. Then what is the restoring force? The weight of the extra liquid in this side. It's very clear. The weight of the extra liquid in this side. Got it? So now see, what is the weight of that? Now that is the restoring force for us. Restoring force F. Restoring force means immediately we will put minus sign. So what is the weight? Weight of that liquid. So weight is how much? You see volume into density. That is of how much volume? Volume is A into distance is 2y. 2y distance. So volume is A into 2y into density into G. Because force is equal to weight. Weight means mass into G. Mass into G. So mass means volume into density. So this is the volume. So this is the force. But force is equal to mass into acceleration. Then acceleration is equal to, so 2y rho G by mass. And mass how much you have already calculated? A 2h rho, you put it here. A 2h rho. A cancel, 2 cancel, then nothing cancel, rho cancel. Okay, then what remain here? How much? Minus y g by h. Okay, we got it. Now we got it. G is constant, h is always constant. H we have taken height of the liquid initially in the each limb, that is also constant. So then acceleration proportional to minus y. What the line will write here? What line will write? So the liquid in U tube executes simple harmonic motion. Then immediately, where omega square is equal to? Where omega square is equal to with y, what is there? G by h. Then omega is equal to root under g by h. Then 2 pi by t is equal to g by h root over. Then t is equal to how much? T is equal to 2 pi h by g root over. This is the time period of the oscillation of liquid in U tube. 3 marks up to this 3 marks. This is up to this 2 mark. This is 1 mark. Again 3 mark complete. So this is the liquid in what? U tube execute SSM. Now we'll move to the next example. Now let's move. We are going to the examples. One by one we are discussing the examples. Let's move to the next example. What is the next example? What we discuss? You just recall. I told you in the previous class. What will discuss? You are telling, sir, you are told many examples. Which one you will discuss now? I will discuss now cylinder on surface of a liquid. Cylinder on a surface of liquid. You take one liquid level like this. Any liquid, no problem. You may take water, but no problem. Any liquid you take. Keep a cylinder. Cylindrical solid body, you now keep it here. Cylindrical solid body, you now keep. This is the cylinder. When you keep the cylinder, you keep, then some part is inside and some part is outside. If the cylinder is like this, don't think, sir, if I keep the cylinder, then the cylinder now is shrink. Okay, cylinder is going down in the liquid. Okay, the density of the cylinder is so high that it is going down inside the. Now, what happened inside the liquid due to density difference? Okay, this happens. Archimedes principle. If it is going completely down, then it will not execute SSM. When the cylinder will remain in this condition, in floating condition, in that case it execute SSM. You might have marked it in ponds or in sea while taking bath. In sea beach, you might have marked. In sea beach, generally the wave is there. But in pond, when still water is there, you may take one bottle having some liquid there, maybe cold drinks bottle, half cold drinks bottle, okay, or full cold drinks bottle. You just keep it on the surface of water. When it remain in this position, then you push it down, little push it down, then it executes this type of motion. Little push it down, it executes this type of motion. You can do it at home. Okay, so what? This is cylinder. Cylinder on surface of liquid. So we have to take what symbols will use there. Here A is area of a cross section of this cylinder. A is area of a cross section of this cylinder. Then we have to take H. Let's take H. H is equal to height of the cylinder. Then density. Rho is equal to density of the cylinder. Density of cylinder. This is density of cylinder. Then liquid density also we have to consider. This is density of liquid. Rho L is the density of liquid. Rho is the density of the cylinder. Okay. So what happens in this case now you see. We need the mass of the cylinder. We must require the mass of the cylinder. Let's find first mass of the cylinder. Mass M. M is equal to mass of cylinder. Mass of cylinder. How much is the mass? volume into density. So volume how much? A into H. What is the density? Rho. So mass of the cylinder is AH rho. Volume into density. Got it? Okay. So now what will do? General format. Displace it little, push it little, push and lift. So when you push it, now what happens? The cylinder now becomes like this. Small y distance, now it is displaced down. You see, small y distance when displaced down. Here also lengthen y more. Now this is the situation. When you push it at a particular position, I have drawn this diagram. When you push it, how much distance you push? Y distance you push it. Y displacement you do from the top, so it enter Y distance more inside the now liquid. So initially what was the condition? When it is in floating situation, when in this situation, equilibrium situation, in equilibrium weight equal to thrust. All of you know in fluid always when something is in floating condition, remember weight equal to thrust. First its weight is equal to thrust in this condition. Okay, but now what happens here? Now what happens in this condition? Here now weight is not equal to thrust. Why? Because when you push it down, when you leave it, it will go up. Why? Because the thrust increases. Why thrust increases? Because volume of liquid displaced increases. More volume is now inside liquid. You see how much volume was there of the cylinder. Now more volume is inside the liquid, means more volume of liquid is displaced. So more is the thrust. That's why it will go up. Thrust is more. Thrust is more than weight. But here thrust is equal to weight. But here thrust is more than weight. How much more? Thrust is how much more than weight? So that is the y distance more it increase. So this much extra volume of liquid is displaced. When you push it y distance, this much extra volume of liquid displaced. So due to this much extra volume, how much liquid is displaced? That is equal to, that is the more thrust. That is the more thrust. Now you see. So when you push it down, what is the restoring force now? Restoring force equal to the weight of a displaced fluid, thrust, weight of a displaced fluid, extra, weight of an extra displaced fluid, you can say. Weight of an extra displaced fluid. That is the thrust increases by that much amount. That is the restoring force here. So restoring force F is equal to, then minus sign, how much extra now displaced, that is the extra force. So extra force, extra thrust, that is, so that is the weight of displaced fluid. So weight of displaced fluid means mg, but this is for liquid fluid. I am writing liquid here. So weight of liquid, extra liquid weight. This is extra. Extra means this is volume, density of liquid into G. How much volume extra? Extra is A into this is Y. Volume J into I, rho L G. Can you able to understand? Here weight equal to thrust, but here thrust is more than weight. And how much more? This much more. Due to this Y displacement, extra, thrust is how much extra more? Due to this Y. Okay, so due to that Y, how much thrust now I calculated? Weight of extra displaced fluid, liquid. So mass, volume into density, then this much. But here mass into acceleration force, then acceleration is equal to this much by mass. And do not forget to put mass. So mass is how much you see, rho Lg by mass. I think we have already calculated the mass. A H rho. A cancel, then nothing cancel. Then is anything cancel there? No, nothing cancel. So minus rho L G by H rho into Y. Rho L constant, density of liquid is also, density of body constant, density of liquid constant, H is equal to height of the cylinder, total height of the cylinder, that is constant, G is constant. So now work over. Now what will write? So the cylinder on the surface of a liquid execute SHM when it is displaced slightly. Where? Immediately. Where omega square is equal to how much? Rho Lg by H rho. Then time period. I will find. Not required. You can able to do. Okay, still I am doing for you. This is omega. So 2 pi by t is equal to this much. Then t is equal to how much? 2 pi h rho by rho Lg root over. So this is the time period of the cylinder when it execute SHM. Hope you got it. How cylinder execute SHM, and also we find the time period. We'll go to next example. Okay, immediately now move to the next example. What example we left? Okay, body at the center of earth. This is a good common question. Sometimes you might have faced from any seniors or from the grandfathers. Okay, what common question? What is this now? You mark football or cricket ball. I caught it in the middle. Or apple. No, this is your mother earth. I have drawn the figure of your mother earth. Okay, this is your mother earth. Then what is this? Tunnel. I have made one tunnel from one side to the other side, passing through the center of earth. This is the tunnel through diameter of the earth. Question is coming to me, sir, is it possible? Can you make such tunnel? No, not at all. We cannot make such tunnel now, till today. Okay, the temperature inside the crust is very high. But theoretically we can discuss, no problem. Okay, theoretically now one tunnel is made. One question sometimes some teachers may ask, suppose you are playing cricket ball on your ground and the tunnel is there in your ground, in your school ground, and the ball fall into the tunnel. Ball when enter into the tunnel, where you will go to find the ball? Cricket ball, where you will go to find? You will go to the other side of earth. You will book a flight. You will go to the other side of earth to bring this ball. What's your answer is coming to your mind? No. Okay, you are thinking correctly that the ball will be at the center. You will find the ball at the center. Why? Because earth attracts everything towards its center. Earth attracts everything towards the center. So you will find the ball at the center. Ball remaining at the... But when the ball will reach at the center, what will happen? What will happen when the ball reach at the center? Earth attraction reach at the center. Due to inertia of motion, it will go little down. Little down. When go little down means little go to this side. When little go to this, we should not use downward here because this is the whole earth. Okay. So in earth there is no down. So when it go little towards this side, again earth attracts towards the center. When again earth attracts towards the center due to restoring force, by help of restoring force, again due to inertia it will go up. Again I use the word up. No, don't use. It will again go to this side. Again when earth attracts towards center, when it comes due to inertia comes to this side. Then from this side, this side, this side, this side, this side, this side. Now it executes which type of motion at the center of earth? Simple harmonic motion. It executes at the center of earth. When you go to bring the ball to the center of earth, just imagine, not practically, not possible. When you go to bring the ball at the center of earth, you will see the ball is executing SHM. What is the mean position? Mean position is the center of earth. Center of your mother earth is the mean position. This is the mean position. Center of earth is the mean position. We'll find time period of that ball. Okay, we'll find the time period of that ball. Everything is theoretical. Now, m is equal to mass of the ball. This is the ball at center of your earth. M is equal to mass of a ball. Okay, M equal to mass of ball. Now you displace the ball, general format. Displace the ball a little to this position. Suppose how much distance y displacement you do to the ball. You consider a position at a distance y. Then what force act on the ball towards the main position? What force acts towards the main position? That is equal to gravitational force of earth on the ball, means nothing but weight of the ball. Nothing but weight of the ball. So restoring force F is equal to minus for restoring mg. It will not be g. It will not be g. Why? Because g changes now. G dash. Because you are now inside the earth. Gradually g value decrease becomes 0 at the center. It is not g, it is g dash. Then how much? We'll use the formula you have read in gravitation. That is this formula. G dash, g whole into 1 minus d by r. The variation of g with the depth formula. But what is this d? D is the depth. D is the depth from the surface. G is the depth from the surface. Okay. So this is the d. If this is the d, radius of earth is r. This is the radius of earth. Let's take r is equal to radius of earth. You can write the symbol also here. R is equal to radius of earth. Okay. So now minus mg 1 minus d is how much? Is it r minus y? You see, this is r minus y. Okay. So this is mass into acceleration. Then acceleration is equal to mass cancel. Minus g 1 minus r by r, this is 1, then this is plus y by r. I divide the r in this term and this term. R by r, this is 1, then y by r. Then 1 this cancel. So you are getting the acceleration as minus g by r into y. Work over. Acceleration how depends on y? Directly proportional to y. Minus y. Then what's the sentence? So the ball at the center of earth execute SHM where omega square is equal to g by r. So omega is equal to root under g by r. Then 2 pi by t is equal to this much. Then t is equal to 2 pi r by g root over. This is the time period of the ball at the center of earth. Are you thinking something? What? You have seen this expression somewhere? Where you have seen this expression? Where? Okay, now you are thinking, sir, we have seen this expression somewhere. Where we have seen? Just recall. Just recall. In the previous lecture. Yes, time period of the what? This is pendulum. Time period of the pendulum when the length of the pendulum is infinite. When length of the pendulum is infinite, time period of the pendulum t is equal to 2 pi r by g. Yes. I think this one I have not told you in the previous lecture. So I want to also tell that one here. As I forgot in the previous lecture to tell you this expression. Time period of pendulum. While telling about the pendulum, I forgot one case in the previous lecture. Time period of the pendulum when this is your earth. This part is over. I am telling now, I am returning to pendulum now. You see, suppose the pendulum is of a very large height. Its length is very large, means this is the pendulum you see. This is the radius of earth and this is the pendulum. Means length of the pendulum is very large, comparable to radius of earth. If length of the pendulum is comparable to radius of earth when the pendulum executes SHM, so where the weight will act here? The weight will act in downward direction like this? No. The weight will act towards the center of earth. Means weight will be in this direction. Okay, when the pendulum length is very large or comparable to the radius of earth, do you know what is the time period expression? I am writing the direct formula here. T is equal to 2 pi root under 1 by L plus 1 by R whole into G. This is the expression of the time period when the length of the pendulum is very large in comparison to its radius. A very simple derivation we can able to do, no problem. If you want, you can able to try this derivation also. Very simple. Okay, so this is the time part of expression when the length of the pendulum is comparable to radius of Earth. But in these two cases we can do. What are the two cases? One is length is infinite. If the length of the pendulum is infinite, what happens? Okay, you see, you put here L as infinite. If you put L infinite, then what gets here? T is equal to 2 pi. 2 pi L infinite means 1 by infinite. This term becomes 0. Then this R go to the numerator, R by 0. Okay, I had left this one in the previous lecture. So time period of the pendulum when length is infinite. So this expression is also similar to this. Not only in these two cases, another case also you have seen where this is same expression. Just recall where inside where we have seen this one T is equal to 2 pi R by 0 root over time period of satellite. Which satellite? The satellite which revolves very close to Earth in gravitation. When the satellite revolves very close to Earth, the time period expression is also this one. T is equal to 2 pi R by 0 root over. Means three expressions are matching. Yes. This will help you to solve the questions. It's good. Time period of the satellite very close to Earth, time period of the body at the center of Earth, time period of the pendulum of length infinite, all three are same. But one case will not leave here. Another case is when L is very less than R. Means R is very greater than L. R is very large. When R is very large, then this term tends to 0. If this term tends to 0, then what is the time period? T equal to 2 pi, you see, L will go to the numerator. So L by 0 over. This one we have derived. Yes. So what case we have derived? What we have derived in the previous class? That is the important question I told you. That's a special case actually. That only true, only valid when length of the pendulum is very small in comparison to radius of Earth. So many conditions are there in this formula. Displacement should be small, length of the pendulum should be small in comparison to radius of Earth, the 6400 kilometer radius of Earth. In comparison to that, this length should be small. Okay, 1 meter, take, no problem, it's okay. Okay, length is very small, it will take 1 meter. Okay, so manageable, nearly like that length. So these are the two cases of the pendulum. So now this is about the body at center part. In between also I told you the pendulum one. Then next, another example I think we left. What is that? A ball at the neck of airtight chamber. This comes as also one horse question. Ball at the neck of airtight chamber. You see, this is, you take one airtight chamber. Airtight chamber. Inside it, air is there, and this is the neck. Okay, you just one keep a ball here, neck little. Okay, this is the neck. You keep one ball here. This is the ball. Do it clearly. So this is the line. This is the line. Okay, this is the ball here. This is the ball here. At the neck of the airtight chamber. So the air is tight because of this ball. Now the ball is kept, air is tight, the ball is in equilibrium position, everything is like this. So what happens in this case? This is a horse. In between all the examples, this example is a horse, but rarely comes in example of what it comes. It's a horse. Hydro thinking question. So what we'll do to see the oscillation? We'll push it little down. Now push it little down. So this let do the displacement of if you push it little down, it will come to this position, suppose. How much displacement you do? You do y displacement, no problem. A is the area of cross section of the neck. Ball at the neck of a airtight chamber. You write the heading here. A is equal to area of cross section of the neck. And you displace little y is the displacement. When you do little y displacement, then what happens? What happens to the volume of the total volume of the air? When you press the ball in the downward direction, volume increases or decreases? When you press it, volume? Yes, volume decreases. If volume decreases, so immediately inside it, pressure increases. So it will now push it in the upward direction. When you push it in the upward direction, again that return back due to its weight to that position. So again it execute SHM at the neck of the airtight chamber. It execute now SHM. When it go up, again comes down. Okay, so execute SHM there. So now see, A is equal to area. So what is the change in volume? Change in volume is A into Y. Change in volume of the ball is A into Y. Okay, so change in volume of the change in volume of the air inside this chamber is A into Y. This is change in volume. We have to find out the force here. How will find the force? Here? Now see, how will find? No, you have to use here the bulk modulus formula. Bulk modulus means elasticity now enter into this. Bulk modulus, what is the formula? Bulk modulus, this is minus del P, then del V into G. This is the bulk modulus formula. Okay, so here B in place of del P, let's write P, no problem. Or you write del P, that's also no problem. Okay, so we have to find out del P here. Del P is equal to minus, this is B del V by V. Del P is equal to B del V by V. Okay, so B is the whole volume. B is the whole volume of the air. So in place of del P, this is force by area. So this is B. But del V is how much? A into Y by V. So then force, this is the force. A is here. In place of force you write MA. So this is minus B. Take this area to this side. Y by V. M is the mass of the ball. Okay? Mass of the ball. So A is equal to minus B A square Y divided by V into mass. Okay? So we got now the acceleration. I hope you got the acceleration correctly. Let's check it. This is the bulk modulus formula. Del P, del V by V, then V to that side. So this is del P I bring to this side. So by volume. Then here force by area. Okay. So in place of del V I put A into Y. Okay. So F is equal to MA. Then A go to this side. Right. So it become A becomes this much. But this is constant. If this is constant, what will write? Acceleration proportional to minus y. Then the next common sentence. So it execute simple harmonic motion, where omega square is equal to how much? B A square by V into M. B A square by V into M. So this is the omega square. Then what is omega? Root under this. Then what is 2 pi by T? Root under this. Then what is T? You write. Then what is T? So what is T here then? You see. So T is coming 2 pi. Then M into V by B A square root over. So this is the time period of the ball at the neck of the airtight chamber. But one thing, when you do this process, this also become a thermodynamic process, because pressure, volume changes means thermodynamic process. If thermodynamic process, when you do it, you may do it by isothermally. If you do it isothermally, again two cases arises here. Remember, if you do it isothermally, then B is equal to P. B is equal to P. That I am not going to do because you already know in wave chapter. In wave chapter, bulk modulus is equal to pressure in isothermal process. Okay, in Newton's formula and Laplace's correction, bulk modulus is equal to pressure. You will do there. I directly put here in place of B, I will put here P. Okay, so bulk modulus is equal to pressure, root over. But if you do it adiabatically, then bulk modulus is how much? Gamma P. Okay, if gamma P, then accordingly formula you now replace here M into V gamma P A square root over. So this is the time period expression of the ball at the neck of airtight chamber. So we discussed today all examples as SHM and all are one important 3 marks question. Thank you.